All relationships are not the same. However, there should be some similarities that are in each and every relationship. The truth is, we must work together to maintain them in order for the relationship to continue to grow. Just like the powerful sports car that is running down the highway, there is something that drives the relationship to be better. I don't believe any couple looks to be considered a mediocre couple. They have specific things that drives them to continue to grow together in their relationship. The Relationship Therapy Podcast will introduce the major driving points that is beneficial to the health of what you and your mate have built together.
Everyone listen up because it's time for the Relationship Therapy Podcast with your host, Tony Miller Sr., and co-host, Valerie Miller. They are going to do their best to take your relationship to the next level. Whether you are married or whether you are dating, Tony and Valerie are going to give you the hard facts and solid principles you need to strengthen your relationship. Now, here are your hosts, Tony and Valerie.
Hello, everybody. This is your host, Tony.
And Valerie Miller.
And welcome to another episode of the Relationship Therapy Podcast. We've been out of the picture. We've been away, and we've been away too long. Recently, over the last couple of weeks, we have been struggling in our area from the remnant of Hurricane Helene. Power was lost, cable was lost, water was lost, and we went through a time. But God brought us through, and we're ready to get back now. So thank you for listening. In this episode, we're going to explore into a deeper part of the relationship. We're going to look under the hood to check to make sure that everything is running okay with the couple.
We should never settle for what we see on the surface because that won't give us the in-depth look at the relationship we need to see in order to find out the health of the couple.
If we want to actually see what drives the relationship and our relationships, we must look under the hood to check to see what's really driving the relationship. So in this episode, what drives your relationship, we're going to give you some of the things that actually do. So let's go. The first thing that drives your relationship is
maintaining trust in each other. For strong and healthy relationships, trust is everything. It's not just about being faithful, but trusting that we have each other's best interests at heart.
If you are to be considered untrustworthy, you cannot actually be experiencing a relationship that is operating on the plus side. More than likely, you both are miserable because most, if not all, your trust is gone.
When there is trust, it allows us to be open, vulnerable, and to be completely ourselves without fear of being judged. What was done to shatter the trust you both shared has lingered too long and has basically poisoned the relationship.
It's extremely hard to regain the trust that was lost. I'm not saying that it's impossible to regain it, but it is going to take some very hard work to get there. Trust builds a foundation of security for the couple, knowing that the one you chose to spend life with is not only right by your side, but they are working to maintain their trust level.
This can't help but bring comfort to a relationship. We all know that relationship carries their own baggage, but it becomes heavier when trust is no longer there. Without trust, everyone else struggles to survive.
Just a simple visit to the store can elevate the worry of a mate that has endured the breaking of trust. What you must do while regaining trust is try to your best to not relive the previous offense, but continue to move forward with the mate that you love. Your trust can grow if actions are changed and lifestyle is consistent to making a relationship trustworthy.
The second thing that drives your relationship is
There is mutual respect. Very often in relationship, there becomes times when one of the mates feel like they're not being respected by the other one. It damages an otherwise good relationship. Relationships that are working must be able to understand that respect is key. Even when we disagree, we should never belittle or talk down to each other.
when couples are able to learn the fine art of respecting each other, they begin to change the level of where they want their relationship to be. The power comes when we respect each other's opinion, boundaries, and emotion, and that makes all the difference in keeping our relationship healthy.
We should never make our mates the enemy just because their opinion is different than ours. Different just means different. It doesn't mean wrong, it just means different. We also have to affirm each other for the relationship that we're looking to have. Affirming your partner is when you are showing your mate that you appreciate them and notice the contributions to the relationship. Without that, it leaves your partner lacking what everyone needs.
But instead of affirming what they do, plenty of is complaint, nag, nitpick, berate, and find all other kinds of ways to verbally beat their partners down. And as we just seen from the breakdown of esteem, whether they realize it or not, all of that is actually a form of disrespect. And who wants to be in a relationship where they constantly feel disrespected?
Respect fosters mutual understanding. It helps maintain boundaries and it prevents arguments from becoming toxic. Without respect, a relationship can easily fall apart. That's something we must not allow to happen. Show respect to the one that you say you love. Here's the third thing that drives your relationship. Show great support to your mate. I can remember when I was a young Little League baseball player, I would find myself every single game looking in the bleachers and trying to see whether my parents were there or not. It always made me feel special to have them at my games watching me play. Matter of fact, it made me want to play just a little harder. If I was feeling that way as a little boy, how much more does an adult need that kind of support?
When you're in a committed relationship, whether it's a marriage or a long term relationship, you will be looking for them to support you in your endeavors. We should be each other's biggest supporter, whether it's encouraging one another or in our career or simply being there during hard times. We know we can always rely on one another.
That sense of being backed up, no matter what, it drives us forward. Encouragement is a form of supporting your mate. You may be encouraging them to continue something that they started, but they stopped. And now you're trying to help them achieve that by encouraging them and being a part of something that your mate enjoys, but you are really not that fond of it. An example of that is here recently. My wife understands how much I love watching football. But here recently, she wanted to become part of that. And she said, Tony, let's just sit down together and watch football together so I can understand it more. The thing is, she really is not that fond of football, but she did it so that we could be together.
Support builds toughness in tough times, and it also fosters a sense of partnership. Having to achieve something is hard enough, but it becomes extremely harder if you don't have anyone to push you or someone to share it with.
Being there as each other's cheerleader strengthens confidence. Imagine conquering something that you never thought you would make it through, but nobody is there to support you. Who is the first person you want to thank for helping you or encouraging you? If there is nobody there, who can you give the credit to? It should be a supportive mate. They should be there helping you through those tough times. This creates a nurturing environment where both partners can thrive. And that's what support in a relationship is all about. What you've heard in this episode are just some of the things that drive our relationships. I'm sure that you noticed that love and affection was not included. We figured that the relationships that are healthy are already operating with both of those. However, making sure that trust, respect, and support is within reach, this can't help but strengthen your relationship. In the next episode, we're going to give you 3 more things that drive your relationship. So tune in next week to hear the final 3. Well, that's all we've got for you. Don't forget to tune in next week to hear the final 3. We hope that you enjoyed this week. But as always, in closing, it takes 2 to make a relationship work.
Thank you for listening to the Relationship Therapy Podcast with Tony and Valerie Miller. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. Tune in next time for more insight on how to make your relationship better. If you have any questions, please email us at tmrelationshiptherapy@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Until next time, remember, it takes 2 to make a relationship work.